Okay, you get the nice strong left side move. And then if you get a steep pullback, if it respects the 9 or 21 EMA, which it did right there, and then through the bouncing of it, it did as well here. And actually bounced off the 21. That's fine too. Then it sets forth the possibility, though somewhat rare, not rare, but doesn't happen the majority of the time, but the minority of the time it does happen, where you start to get this VCP waving pattern going on that starts to respect the 21. It may even respect the 9, but doubtfully. The VCP will start respecting the 21, and it will do the tightening waving. And typically be respecting the 21 moving average. And what you were talking about was, yeah, it doesn't look good because these big sell-offs. But what I'm saying is we don't care about that because that's only in relation to the left side move. What's going on here is not, there's no left side moves to remeasure because of the deep pullback. What we're doing now is we're measuring the VCP forming. And VCP is simply waving action that keeps tightening and tightening and tightening with diminishing and diminishing volume in general. Remember I said that? And so that lines up. So you see how you sort of have to parse that out from the other system? Because of the deep pullback, but that respected the 9 and 21 EMA on the 5-minute after a strong left side move, you go into, hey, maybe this will VCP mode, and then actually this one's starting to do it. And it's following all of the typical things. So this is an A+ setup because of the way it's forming in a VCP technique. And that would be, you can even get the cheat entry here. If you want to wait for the full breakout, you can, but then you put your stop below whatever the last lower pivot was right before that. That's the VCP height. You ideally want to see that tightening. So maybe we go like this and we break out in a little bit. And what was my point? What was I going to say? Was that you can get the cheat entry sometimes, which is what I did. I got in at 11 right here, 811. I put my stop down here, 780. I actually put it at 780, which is kind of down here. So I went for the full base, conservative. Why? Because this one's only up 22.5%. It's a C setup because of that. C. And so I go conservative. And that's probably means I probably shouldn't have taken the cheat entry. In retrospect now, thinking about it. But it just felt right. Wow. Whoa, there it is. I just got my first PT hit just there at 823. Speak of the devil. All right, that's the VCP breakout. And look at the volume. OKLO. It's probably, though we'll see, going to even expand more from here. We'll see. Oh, it says the high is 825. So once it breaks 825, no, that was not from earlier. It was 823. So this is it. So maybe we'll see volume get higher than even earlier in the day. But the main point is that it's strong. It's very high. And wow, that 5-minute candle was finished. And that's why it wasn't full strength, was because it was the last minute of the 5 minutes that it broke out. Isn't it funny how that happens? That's what I was telling you last night about, you never know. Was that 5 minutes of increase or was it the last minute? So the last minute means that's a lot of momentum. That was a lot of move for a 1 minute candle. You can see this on the 1 minute chart. That's the second highest volume on the entire day. So a lot of momentum has kicked off here. And look, there it goes some more. My next target is at 839, I think. So I've got, I'm already at 0.5 R on my return on that. And so that's the differentiation anyway. When we're seeing it live, we're seeing it happen right in front of our face between just that the momentum continuation follow-through pattern, and then this one where it had the deeper pullback. And one of the better things it could do, other than fail out now, is put in a long base, ideally in a VCP type of formation. That VCP formation is the wave tightening that's going on. And it typically has a kind of nice push and pull fashion to it versus you'll see other ones where they don't do that. And they'll be much messier and all over the place. And they may even work, but it's a lot to make sense of. And so because of that, it's noisy and it can dilute the trade power a bit across everybody that's looking at it. Yeah, that's awesome to see live right after the class. It really clicks. Yeah, but I mean, and differentiating. I don't know. I don't think I explained the VCP stuff last night, did I? I don't know. But it should have been important to note that once you're in a VCP qualifier, it's not that important that it came back hard after pushing up hard, and it came back hard after pushing up hard. It's making the waves. Like I know what you're talking about now. It's like because this one closed below this one and went below this candle. It doesn't matter. You're not trying to find another left side move. You have the left side move. And now we're just trying to qualify it. You were trying to requalify and reprove a new move and disqualify this left side move by the pullback being deep. But as it turns out, the left side move is still in force, and the whole pullback was starting to form a VCP. And in that case, that left side move still reigns supreme, and you don't need to look for a reproving left side move inside of the pullback there to get things kicking off again. We have something similar, I think, going on GME. Yeah, GME is doing the same thing. See, it's respecting the 21 EMA. GME is forming the VCP pattern as well. See, it's deep pullback, and it doesn't matter that this was a big sell-off right here. We know there's a lot of selling. That's the way VCPs work. But little by little, you're probably going to see, as each wave tightens, volume diminishing and diminishing, and maybe in about an hour, maybe less, GME is going to break out and run because there will be very little supply left, very little selling left. I don't think that's the case because the float on GME is 266 million. It's kind of high float. It's a bit high priced. Also, it's only up 8% today. So, but it's it's nice to look at academically, just to so we can educationally kind of see it there. It's nice to see for that reason. On GME, and I'm going to probably go for a move when it comes up on GME, just to sort of academically do it correctly, and it's respecting the 21, and I'll get something out of it, but probably not much. But with even on lower sized magnitude moves, like this only 8.5% move that GME's done today, the R multiples could still be relatively good. You're just not going to get any kind of big whopper. But the R multiples will still work the same. Like if you were to be trading Apple moving really slowly, but you set your risk to this small and then it made a move, you could get 3 or 4 to 1 out of it. So monetarily, I probably can get just as much out of this GME today as something else, but usually this tickers with the big huge magnitudes are the ones that more reliably hit their marks. This GME at only 8.5% today may not. It's, you know, kind of like not quite, doesn't have the potential to hit its marks. But it has some potential because we know it's GME and there's a lot of excitement about it. And so, you know, there's a bit more to the thesis of it moving today on GME. But OKLO is the one that's looking really nice and pretty and A+y. The only problem is was only 20 or 25% up from yesterday. If it was 80 or 90% up, I would have went, you know, rock'em sock'em size on that. And we could call it an A+ setup, but it's a C+ setup. That's where you get the plus from, you know. So it's good. I've got some profit targets on it. It went from 7 to 8.30 before, so maybe it's going to go from this 8.30 to 9.50. Maybe not. You know, I've got some price targets set, and I'm starting to think that maybe I should be a little bit even more aggressive with my price targeting because it didn't take it out. I'm going to put one at the high of the day. I'm going to put some in-betweens. Anyway, there's the explanation. I don't know if you have to go, Michael, but there's the explanation on that. Let's see. On here at 29. The next one it's going to hit is 39. I didn't get it. I got a 23. Okay, then we'll get a 29. We'll get a 24. No, you're here? Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm going to put a few more intermediaries on the lower end of things, on the more probable side of this thing. Just so that, an 844, there we go. Just so that now I have 165 out of 270 marked for death, marked for selling. 165 out of 270. I have 61% of my position set to take profits all the way up to 869. So, yeah, 60% of my position all the way to 869. Yeah, I'm just debating, should I, you know, put some more interims? Yeah, I think I will. Now I've got 195 out of 270 set to 869. And I think from there, I'll put a couple more. See, now I have 210 out of 270 set all the way up to 9. And so now I have 240 out of 270 set all the way up to 9. That leaves me a little runner that frankly I don't super duper care about because I really don't know if this thing's going to get to 9 today. Well, I'll keep watching it throughout the day, but I'm thinking of putting some more interims on that. I have 1, 2, 30. That would be, I can set 2 more interims. Well, I might as well. That'd be everything all the way up to 9 then. I'm going to be pissed off if this thing goes to 11 though. But I'm going to be all out underneath 9 now based on that. And there we go, 270. All my shares accounted for all the way up to 9. Taking out every, I think it's like 5 cents. So we'll be hearing this thing bling bling all day long if it progresses nicely and doesn't crap out. I don't think it will. This is that one weird bar where there was a whole bunch of selling, throws it off, and that's probably one that you were looking at too. But when you flick through multiple timelines, that one actually becomes green time frames. So, you know, that kind of reinforms you as to, was it really 5 minutes of incredible selling pressure, or was it just this little blip? Because if I switch over to 4 minute, it's green and there is no red bar. And that red bar that was down at the bottom there turns out to be very small. So it's good to kind of take a look at things like that. All right, I'm going to keep the radar screen up, but see how GME is kind of doing it too. And what I was doing right now is I was setting all those EMAs and stuff on this radar view, so we'll be able to see those things in the future. Because OKLO is following that 21, and there's that 21, that yellow line. My fast line is usually hot pink.